In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on April 6, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Sacramento Kings versus Cleveland Cavaliers. The Sacramento Kings, sitting at 37-40 and hanging on to 10th place in the Western Conference, are barely holding on to a playoff spot. Things won't get easier anytime soon. They're hitting the road to face the league-leading Cleveland Cavaliers, who are 62-15 and perched at the top of the Eastern Conference standings. Sacramento looked solid in their last outing, taking care of the Washington Wizards with a convincing 125-102 win on Friday. But despite that victory, they're only 2 games ahead of 11th place Phoenix, and with only the top 10 making it in, there's not much room for error. Cleveland, on the other hand, just edged out San Antonio 114-113 on Friday for their 3rd straight win. If they grab another W on Sunday, or if Boston drops theirs, they lock up the East #1 seed. For Sunday's matchup, the Kings will once again be without Jake LaRavia, who's been ruled out, and they've got Keegan Murray listed as questionable heading into the game. Cleveland's keeping an eye on a couple of players too, Dean Wade and Ty Jerome, both of whom are listed as questionable. The Cavaliers come in as heavy favorites, which isn't surprising given how dominant they've been at home all season long. Still, it's worth noting the Kings managed to beat this very same Cleveland squad just a few weeks ago, pulling off a 123-119 win on March 19th. There's no doubt Cleveland has been one of the strongest teams all year, but with the Kings still fighting to stay in the playoff picture, I'm leaning toward taking the points here. Sacramento's in a must-win situation every night at this point, and while I don't think they'll pull off another outright win over the Cavs, I do think they can keep it close. With the trio of Sabonis, Lavine, and DeRozan leading the charge, they've got the firepower to hang around and make things interesting. Cleveland may be 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games, but only one of those wins came by a margin of 10 points or more. Lately, they've looked like they're easing off the throttle a bit, especially over the last month. Against the spread, they've covered in just 3 of their last 10 games. Meanwhile, the Kings are still battling for playoff seeding and already proved they can beat this Cleveland team, even as 6-point underdogs. In fact, the Cavaliers have failed to cover in 7 of their last 10 games when favored by double digits. For Sacramento, this is just the 2nd time all season they've been double-digit dogs, and I'm not convinced the Cavs will pull away comfortably. It's not that I'm thrilled to back Sacramento, but laying double digits with Cleveland doesn't feel right either. The Kings have one of the league's top 10 offenses, and that kind of scoring punch can keep a game close, even against a powerhouse like the Cavs. As our first pick for this matchup, the Sacramento Kings to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Looking at the total, the over has hit in 7 of Cleveland's last 10 games, and it's also cashed in 4 of the last 5 matchups between these 2 teams. That includes their previous meeting on March 19th, which also went over the posted total. Sacramento has also seen 4 of its last 6 games against Central Division opponents finish over the number. Offensively, both teams rank among the top 10. Cleveland leads the league in scoring, and Sacramento isn't far behind at 10th. This has the makings of a high-scoring shootout. Both squads are built to put up points. Cleveland averages 120 points per 100 possessions, which puts them first in offensive efficiency. Sacramento ranks 9th, putting up 113.4 per 100. In terms of shooting, Cleveland leads the league in effective field goal percentage at 58.0%, while Sacramento sits around the middle of the pack at 54.6%. And when it comes to tempo, Cleveland runs a pretty quick pace. They're 7th overall with 102.5 possessions per game. Sacramento is a bit slower at 19th, but they've shown they can keep up when needed. With both teams packing a scoring punch, don't be surprised if they both crack 120 points. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington Wizards versus Boston Celtics. Sunday's NBA slate brings us a matchup from the Eastern Conference, with the Washington Wizards heading into Boston to take on the Celtics. The Wizards remain shorthanded, with several key players still unavailable. Malcolm Brogdon, Keyshawn George, and Corey Kispert are all expected to miss this one. On the other side, the Celtics are monitoring the statuses of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, both of whom are listed as questionable. Honestly, I'd be pretty surprised if Boston decides to roll out both Tatum and Brown for this one. Given who they're playing, it doesn't really seem necessary. That said, I don't think it makes a huge difference either way. Let's talk about the spread for a second. It's completely wild. Sure, the Wizards are a mess right now, and Boston is capable of blowing them out without much effort. But here's the thing, the Celtics are 36 to 40 to 1 against the spread this season, and if you've been following along, you know they've struggled to cover in big favorite situations all year. It's also worth noting they haven't been favored by 20 or more points since 2008 in a game against Miami. That kind of line is just not something you see often in this league. Boston doesn't have much riding on this game. They've got the number 2 seed in the East locked up, so at this point they're just coasting into the playoffs. And one more thing, Boston plays slow, really slow. This spread is just too high. Honestly, it's the biggest one I've seen in any game this season, and I don't think it's justified. As our first pick for this matchup, the Washington Wizards to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. These two teams are complete opposites when it comes to how fast they play. Washington plays at a breakneck pace, 103.8 possessions per game, which is 4th in the league. Boston, meanwhile, is near the bottom at 98.6 possessions per game, ranking 28th. We just saw Orlando, another slow-paced team, play Washington, and the final score was 109-97, a total of 206 points. The Wizards couldn't force them to speed up. I think Boston will have no problem dictating the pace here too. At the end of the day, Washington's offense is probably going to be what drags the total down. They're facing Boston's defense, which is ranked 5th overall and is only allowing 108.4 points per 100 possessions. I see this one ending somewhere in the ballpark of 117 to 101. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Phoenix Suns versus New York Knicks. The Phoenix Suns, sitting at 35 to 42, are currently holding the 11th spot in the Western Conference standings. They're set to head into Madison Square Garden for a matchup on April 6th against the New York Knicks, who are having a much better run this season with a 49 to 28 record, good for 3rd place in the Eastern Conference. This one's shaping up to be a bit lopsided on paper. Phoenix is still without Kevin Durant, which continues to be a huge blow for a team that's already stumbling. On the flip side, the Knicks will once again be missing Jalen Brunson, Miles McBride, and Mitchell Robinson. Even so, things aren't looking great for the Suns. They just got absolutely run over by the Celtics, and with the way they're playing, a road trip to New York doesn't feel like a place to bounce back. The Knicks are playing on the second night of a back-to-back, but they looked sharp and locked in during last night's win over the Hawks, so fatigue might not be a factor. If you zoom out a bit and look at how both teams have played over their last 10 games, it's pretty clear they're heading in different directions. The Suns rank 24th in the league in net rating during that stretch at -7, while the Knicks come in at a respectable 13th with a net rating of 2.8. That alone tells a bit of the story, but there's also the momentum swing of having Jalen Brunson return to the lineup for New York, giving the team a bit of an emotional and competitive edge. Meanwhile, Phoenix is just trying to limp to the finish line of what's been a deeply underwhelming season without Durant. Adding to the Knicks' case, they've gone 3-1 against the spread in their last 4 matchups with the Suns. Even with the Knicks playing 2 games in 2 nights, they deserve to be the betting favorites here. The Suns have shown very little fight as the season winds down. They honestly look more focused on ping-pong balls than wins at this point. They've gone 3-7 against the spread over their last 10 games, and Durant being out has gutted their offense. The Knicks are still playing for playoff positioning and have a shot at locking in that 3rd seed, so they've got real motivation here. Their offense is currently ranked 9th in the league in scoring, and going up against a shaky Suns defense should give them a real opportunity to put up points. I really wanted to talk myself into taking the Suns and the points here, but I just can't get there. This team has underperformed all season long and hasn't shown much reason to believe they're about to turn it around. They're just 29 to 47 to 1 against the spread on the year and are riding a 5-game losing streak, failing to cover in all 6 of their most recent contests. The Knicks are coming off a back-to-back, sure, but it doesn't seem like it's going to matter all that much. The Suns have looked checked out, and without Durant, they're missing the one guy who could have swung this thing. So yeah, I'm laying the points with New York. As our first pick for this matchup, the New York Knicks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Beyond just losing games, the Suns have been playing like a team that's packed it in, especially on the defensive end. Over their last 5 games, they've gone over the total in 4 of them. Friday night's game didn't hit the over, but that had more to do with their offense not showing up than any real improvement on defense. They still gave up 123 points to Boston. The Knicks should be able to do what they want on offense, especially since the Suns rank 23rd in the league when it comes to field goal defense. Don't be surprised if Towns dominates the paint early and often, and once Phoenix's defense starts collapsing inside, that's going to leave their perimeter wide open for New York shooters to take advantage. Looking at the season as a whole, both teams actually have strong offensive numbers. Phoenix is ranked 10th in offensive rating with a 115.2, while New York is sitting even higher at 5th with a 117.5. But defensively, neither team has been particularly good when it comes to guarding the three-point line. The Suns are giving up 36.8% from deep, and the Knicks are somehow even worse at 37%, putting them 27th in that category. When these two meet, the scoreboard tends to light up. The over has hit in 6 of their last 9 head-to-head matchups. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.